I could not have written Ready Player One if I had not grown up on a steady diet of Steven Spielberg movies. It would have been a different story, or I might not have written it at all. His work is woven into the fabric of my life. Everybody, I think, who dreams of making movies dreams of getting to work with him. It's a dream come true.
Sydney, I think of you often and of my family. They tell us that God is dead, and now the party they call the Angka will provide everything for us. He says Angka has identified and proclaims the existence of a bad new disease, a memory sickness diagnosed as thinking too much about life in pre-revolutionary Cambodia. He says we are surrounded by enemies. The enemy is inside us. No one can be trusted.
Today we celebrate the first glorious anniversary of the information purification directives. We have created, for the first time in all history, a garden of pure ideology.
For this woman, the compulsory sheltering and feeding of an extra 8 people. For the family who have fled this house, the immediate requisition of their home. For this man, perhaps imprisonment if he refuses to billet.
8? I'm not having 8.
Sorry, sir, you've got to take 8.
I don't want to. I'm not having 8. I haven't got enough food in there for 8.
Don't argue, don't argue.
I warn you that under the emergency regulations, with 4 rooms and a kitchen, you can be forced to take 8 people. Bloody hell.
In a recent mock NATO battle in Europe, using only tactical nuclear weapons and described as a limited engagement, it was estimated that over 2 million non-combatants would have been fatally or seriously injured.
David Edward Thornley, age 37, general practitioner in medicine, now on the staff of one of a series of emergency medical aid units being established in preparation for a nuclear strike. Time 9:11 a.m., September the 18th. Dr. Thornley stops to make an emergency call. Berwick Street, Canterbury. "12 miles from the airfield at Manston on the Kent coast. This family couldn't afford to build themselves a refuge. This could be the way the last 2 minutes of peace in Britain would look.
The story of the events and the people who, over centuries, came together to bring us in from the cold and to wrap us in a warm blanket of technology is a matter of vital importance. I take going up in the world like that for granted. We all do. And as the years of the 20th century have gone by, the things we take for granted have multiplied way beyond the ability of any individual to understand in a lifetime. Down there is one of the biggest, most complex cities in the world, full of people using things as if they understood them, and sometimes not even knowing they're doing it. New York City, like all the other major high-density population centers scattered across the earth, is a technology island. I'd like you to meet a few people who were in or near New York City on a November evening over a decade ago. And the reason I'd like you to meet them is because they all have one thing in common. They were all brought to a sudden and catastrophic realization of how vulnerable they were, how dependent on one aspect of that technological network I was talking about. 5:10, Mount Sinai Hospital.
Fair enough, I'm just giving him a bit of oxygen at the moment. I'll go to the cycle when you're ready.
Okay.
The patient, Mrs. Marcana, is expecting twins. 5:15 at Kennedy Airport. At one of the international terminals, on the board, Scandinavian Airlines 911. Scandinavian 911 is on its way into Kennedy. The pilot is veteran Captain Carl Lofsted.
Kennedy approach control, Scandinavian 911. With information, Yankee. 5,000 feet approaching Riverhead.
Scandinavian 911, roger. Park there, park 1221 radio vector final. Runway 4 right ILS.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
Runway lights at 2 o'clock. Okay, I see that.
With the next contraction, dear, you'll take a deep breath and push real hard, okay? I think one is about to start. Take a deep breath and push real hard. Okay, push.
At Mount Sinai Hospital, Mrs. Marcana is in labor.
Okay, Fred, I think you can put her to sleep now.
Fair enough, miss.
The anesthetic being used at the time is a mixture of gases, including one called cyclopropane. It's potentially explosive, but everybody knows that.
Okay, Annie, we've got a baby.
It's now exactly 16 minutes and 10 seconds past 5. That's where this comes in. It's a relay, and its job is to detect changes in power going onto a transmission line. These up here. Power flows north along these lines, and on the particular evening in question, this relay detected an increase in power on one of those lines that was above a preset limit. When that happened, magnets set around this metal cup caused it to rotate, and that brought this arm to make a contact like this. That contact was made on the evening of November the 9th, 1965, at 16 minutes and 11 seconds past 5. As the network fell apart, links between one energy center and another broke. Instead of 300,000 kilowatts coming into New York to help meet demand, 1.5 million kilowatts were draining out of the city to supply areas now cut off from the network, but still connected like leeches to the New York generators.
Here we go again.
Here she is.
Okay, I've got her.
Hey,
What the hell's going on?
someone's playing a joke.
Hey, no!
The generators continued to trip out, and at Kennedy Airport, the radar screens went black. And Flight 911 was in trouble.
Roland, I got flag warning. Switch number 2 to the ILS. Okay.
You know, I have some candles. Maybe we can light them.
This abnormal business of actually talking to anybody on the subway caught on briefly all over New York.
Let's put some light on the situation. My birthday anyway. Anybody feel like singing happy birthday to me? Make a happy situation out of a terrible one. My name? Louise?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
But while this journey had taken on a meaning nobody expected, so too, at the hospital, had Mrs. Marcana's delivery of twins, thanks to the anesthetic.
There was then a general scurry around to find flashlights, and I immediately commandeered one so I could see what was happening.
It needs check the radio.
Kennedy approach control, Scandinavian 911. The ILS went US.
I've got some wine. What do you need? Knives and cake.
The extraordinary thing in the subways was that a full hour into the crisis, nobody was trying to escape from the trap.
Yeah, it's not even a corkscrew.
Would it be cricket to put one in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now what we need is the knife.
Follow the head down.
I'm following.
Okay. All right. Well, the baby was delivered without the lights because you didn't need the lights for the delivery. That's manipulative. Remember, you're reaching up into the uterus, grabbing a foot, which is strictly by feel. You rupture the membranes and you bring the foot down. The second baby was vigorous, and we repaired the P's.
There you go. Oh, you're such a pretty girl. Yes.
Kennedy approach control, Scandinavian 911.
Captain Lusted had only a few seconds left to make his decision. He was at 2,000 feet, past the airport and heading straight for Manhattan in the darkness. There was only one thing he could do. Lusted and 200 other jets that night landed with the help of radio working on planes sitting on the ground. And finally, as in all good fairy stories, it was over. A few days later, people were back at their daily routine as if it had never happened. The night New York became a trap, forgotten.
Chaos magic. This form of magic emerged in the late 20th century, during a time when society was in the throes of transformation. The 1960s and 70s were decades of intense questioning and rebellion against established norms, political, social, and religious. It was in this environment that the seeds of chaos magic were sown, primarily in the United Kingdom. The roots of chaos magic can be traced back to earlier occultists like Aleister Crowley and Austin Osman Spare. Crowley, with his emphasis on the will and individualism, and Spare, with his pioneering work on sigils and the subconscious, provided the foundation upon which chaos magic would build. Spare's work, in particular, was revolutionary in its emphasis on the power of personal symbols and the manipulation of belief, a concept that would become central to chaos magic. In the 1970s, Peter J. Carroll and Ray Sherwin took these ideas and pushed them further, giving birth to what we now know as chaos magic. Carroll's books, Liber Null and Psychonaut, laid out the principles of this new magical system, emphasizing the use of belief as a tool, the importance of altered states of consciousness, and the rejection of rigid dogmas in favor of a results-oriented approach. Sherwin's work, including the Book of Results, further developed the practical aspects of chaos magic, particularly the use of sigils. One of the most radical aspects of chaos magic is its approach to belief. Traditionally, belief is something sacred, something to be held onto tightly. But chaos magic flips this on its head, turning belief into something fluid, something to be adopted, manipulated, and discarded as needed. This idea introduces an element of cognitive dissonance, as it challenges the notion that belief must be absolute. Instead, chaos magicians learn to switch beliefs as easily as changing clothes, adopting whichever belief system is most useful for their current magical goal. This practice is known as paradigm shifting, and it's a key aspect of chaos magic. By consciously adopting a belief, even temporarily, you're engaging in psychological priming. You prime your mind to view the world through a specific lens, accessing the powers and insights that come with that belief system. What matters in chaos magic is not the truth of the belief, but its effectiveness.
So what do you think of my Trump Home mattress collection by Serta? Finally, the same luxury and comfort I demand in my hotels.
Oh, they'll never count sheep again.
Listen, why don't you come work for me?
What do you have in mind?
Something you were born to do.
Welcome to room 9.
Looking good, number 9, looking good.
Where's your dignity?
Save now on this Trump Home Luxury Suites mattress during the Serta Luxury Suite Savings Event, now through Labor Day.
Welcome to Hotel Zanzibar. I see you have not stayed with us before, but please feel free to linger in our corridor and take a butcher's around the 9th floor.
Mr. Blue and Mr. Brown are in the building.
Just a shame, Henry. Why speak you to your cuff? There's no one here. You're armed.
Yes, sir.
So chill. I take it we have all the channels?
Yes.
Ah, Mr. Brown, your luggage is within. Do you need a tour of the room?
Not fast.
Sleep well, sweet prince. He shall not live the night. 'Tis understood assassins wish him dead, to cleanse our country of his family's line. So when Prince Rico meets my little friend, and grief does shake the old king of his wits, my father stands in readiness to rule, then I will wear the prince's crown instead. And I'll be 911, not 912.
The symbol of chaos magic is the chaos sphere, an 8-pointed star that represents infinite possibilities. Each point of the chaos sphere symbolizes a different path, a different belief system, a different way of seeing the world. It's a reminder that in chaos magic, you're not bound by any one tradition or dogma. You're free to explore, experiment, and create your own path. The chaos sphere is more than just a symbol. It's a cognitive trigger that helps chaos magicians remember that at any moment, they can shift their perspective, adopt a new belief, and open up new avenues of power. It embodies the core philosophy of chaos magic, that reality is not fixed but malleable, and that you have the power to shape it through your beliefs and actions. Sigil magic is one of the most practical and widely used techniques in chaos magic. A sigil is a personalized symbol that represents a specific desire or intent. The process of creating a sigil involves taking your intent, breaking it down into a series of abstract shapes, and then combining those shapes into a new symbol. This process introduces a degree of cognitive dissonance, as your conscious mind no longer recognizes the original intent in the abstract symbol. The key to sigil magic is in how the sigil is charged. This is done by entering a state of gnosis, an altered state of consciousness where the usual barriers between the conscious and subconscious minds dissolve.
From that hurricane that's going away. Miles and miles of sunshine. Miles Davis. We're going to put Miles out there today. Nice as it can be across the Northeast. Rough seas still from the chop from that hurricane. But other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet. It's quiet. It's too quiet. That's a quick look at the national forecast. Here's an early look at your weather. I can.
Okay. It's a flour tortilla that's been lightly toasted so that it gets fluffy and not all kind of clammy and nasty. A chipotle mayonnaise, because we really want to try to make it up to you after all that cheese, and we know you like chipotle.
Right, and then you're going to put turkey and onions. I'm going to tell you something when we come back. So.
Okay.
All right, hang on. We're going to take a break right here. 47 past the hour. Back after this.
People always ask me, Whoopi, what's your favorite instruments? Like I'm gonna tell them. If I said it was the ultimate crumb cake, they go flying off the shelf and there'd be none for me. So I never tell anybody what my favorite is. Ever. Entenmann's, what's your favorite?
Thomas's Bagels.
Thomas's makes bagels? Nobody
makes a fresh bagel like Thomas's. Golden outside, perfect texture inside.
Thomas's makes a great bagel.
Thomas's Bagels.
Bring it in, fellas. Here we go. Come on, hustle up now. Come on. Here we go. Oh, there you go. There you go. And hit the... There we go. There we go.
President Kennedy shot today just as his motorcade left downtown Dallas. Mrs. Kennedy jumped up and grabbed Mr. Kennedy. She called, "Oh no," the motorcade sped on. United Press says that the wounds for President Kennedy perhaps could be fatal. A bulletin from CBS News, President Kennedy has been shot by a would-be assassin in Dallas, Texas. Stay tuned to CBS News for further details.
It takes more than an instant to make a real cup of coffee. That's why Nescafe has come up with a new kind of coffee. It's more than an instant. It's new Minute Brew Nescafe. Anybody can make a coffee more instant, but Nescafe makes it more coffee, a new kind of coffee. Minute Brew. Minute Brew Nescafe is a new discovery, a new way to hold in extra rich flavor. So please help us. Let it brew in the cup a few seconds longer for all that extra flavor to come out. In other words, with Minute Brew Nescafe, it takes a little longer, but you get a lot more coffee. If you agree it takes more than an instant to make a real cup of coffee, buy this completely new kind of coffee today. New Minute Brew Nescafe. It's more than an instant, yet costs no more. New Minute Brew Nescafe.
Other than that, it's kind of quiet around the country. We like quiet. It's quiet. It's too quiet. It's too quiet.
This state can be achieved through various means, such as intense concentration, physical exhaustion, rhythmic chanting, or sexual energy. In this state, the sigil is implanted directly into the subconscious mind, where it begins to work on manifesting the desire without interference from the conscious mind. Sigil magic is a perfect example of how chaos magic uses psychological priming. By creating and charging a sigil, you're effectively priming your subconscious mind to work toward your goal. The conscious mind, with all its doubts and distractions, is bypassed, allowing the subconscious to focus on manifesting the desire. Gnosis is a central concept in chaos magic, referring to the altered state of consciousness necessary for effective magical work. In everyday life, our conscious mind is constantly at work, filtering and managing the stimuli we receive. Gnosis disrupts this process, creating a space where magic can happen. Achieving gnosis is about triggering a cognitive break, a moment where the conscious mind is overwhelmed or intensely focused to the point of breaking free from its usual patterns. There are many ways to achieve gnosis, and chaos magic encourages experimentation. Some practitioners achieve it through meditation, others through physical exhaustion, rhythmic drumming, or even sexual ritual.
Richard and I have been building rockets since we were teenagers. We want to change aviation history forever. Our ultimate goal is to take man into space.
Man into space. It is a comic book fantasy. You will blow yourself up.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
How'd it go?
Every time I think we're making headway, we take a step back.
The bank called again. We're 2 months behind.
You truly believe that you, Jack Parsons, can build a rocket that will take us all to the moon?
Yes.
Preposterous.
Looks like someone's moving into the old Weller place. Who moves in the middle of the night?
We'll have to go introduce ourselves. Hi, we're Mr. and Mrs. Parsons from next door.
I'm Ernest. I'll take that.
My wife thinks you got a screw loose.
I'm trying to find my true path. There's only two kinds of people in this whole world. The ones who want to follow the rules and the ones who want to break them. Who says we have to obey?
Father, how do you know when you're in the presence of evil? Jack seems compelled.
My father taught me about symbols like this. He said that they were gateways.
Gateways to what?
Rockets are the future, whether you want to believe in them or not.
You can be the man you've always dreamed of being. You just need to have an open mind.
I promise you, our life will never be boring.
Where each worker may bloom, secure from the pests, obeying contradictory thoughts. The unification of thoughts is more powerful a weapon than any fleet or army on earth. We are one people, with one will, one resolve, one cause.
We believe technology isn't just a tool.
Hello, Olivia. Thank you.
It's a way of life.
Have a sustainable day.
about that later, all right? Hey, what's this?
Oh, well, now you're giving me the silent treatment? Yeah? Daphne? Velma?
Dad, what happened?
Okay, that was so weird. It was like you went into a trance or you were sleepwalking or something.
It's like my brain was being overloaded or something.
Wait, it didn't affect you?
No.
Those audio files must use a frequency that can only be heard by kids. Velma, that's super advanced tech. Somebody built these passages behind the lockers. Mom! I'm good. She's acting like Spencer and all the other kids. Unplug those wires.
Don't wander too far.
Well, hi there.
Where did you find those?
I know all the secret places. Do you want one? Nothing in my hat. Don't worry, that's my friend. You're missing the trick. Reach inside.
Wow. It's so pretty.
Because it's special. And speaking of special, you're a little magic too, aren't you? The flower in my hand, what color is it? Oh, it's okay, honey. You won't scare me, I promise.
Purple. I should get back to my class.
No, stay a while. See more magic. Oh, you are a special little thing, aren't you?
Can you tell me your name?
Nicholas Eastman.
Are you from Earth?
Yes, I'm from Earth.
What I'm about to tell you, Nick, you may find a bit disturbing. Due to circumstances surrounding your condition, I'm afraid that our information is extremely limited.
You mean my condition? Wait, what's my condition?
Can you recall for me the first time you encountered the signal?
The what?
In most public and private schools across the nation, Chromebooks, iPads, or Windows devices are everywhere. But things look very different at the private Sacramento Waldorf School in California, where technology isn't used at all through 8th grade and is scarce even in high school.
Instead of just turning to my phone to answer a question, to ask a teacher for help or to ask a friend.
I just never really knew what it was like to play video games as opposed to running around and having fun outside.
We don't have that many screens here, but I can still use a screen really well. You don't have to be on the screen all the time to know how to use it well.
So I would whip stitch this on. I find that even in my own experience in my own life, that when I'm using a device, it divides me from those who are around me. So I find that the community experience of being in a classroom without those devices, that comes only from one-on-one human interaction. And the screen tends to divide that.
Good morning.
Morning, Nikhil.
Celebrating its 100th anniversary this year, the Waldorf teaching philosophy is used at more than 1,000 institutions in 91 countries, including 136 schools here in the U.S. The screen policy differs at each Waldorf school, but it's known for its holistic instructional style, which promotes artistic expression, experiential learning, and yes, limited technology use.
You will all be participating in the new Global Child Initiative program. We're just going to do a checkup and a gum treatment.
क्या? Every kid in our class, we've all been implanted.
They want to control us.
Tim, wait!
Hello? Anyone there?
We're the ones that time forgot.
Hello?
Who are you guys?
We're the unlisted, and so are you.
We will locate every homeless, lost, vulnerable child, because all children deserve academic and medical benefits.
They're tracking kids.
Where's your twin?
Messing with their heads.
For students at the Sacramento Waldorf School, screen time is highly discouraged at home, too. The lower school parent handbook recommends no media at home through 5th grade, and limited access accompanied by clearly defined family policies and monitoring for older children, stating none is the optimal condition for young children and less is better than more.
A scientist says there is a possible explanation for the bizarre phenomenon involving a huge flock of sheep caught on film walking in a circle for 12 days straight in China. The eerie video, which was posted on Twitter last week by the Chinese state-run outlet People's Daily, shows dozens of the animals marching around and around on a farm in China's remote Inner Mongolia region. The tweet accompanying the creepy footage assured viewers that the sheep are healthy, and the expert suggests there also could be a very natural reason behind the animals' striking behavior, which has unnerved and mystified people around the world. It looks like the sheep are in the pen for long periods.
You're a very lucky boy to have been chosen.
I realise that, Mrs., and I'm very grateful to all concerned.
We're going to be friends then, aren't we, Alex?
I hope so, Mrs. What's the IPO for, then? Gonna send me to sleep?
Oh, no, nothing of the sort.
Vitamins will it be, then?
Something like that. You're a little undernourished, so after each meal we're going to give you a shot. Roll over on your right side, please. Loosen your pajama pants and pull them halfway down.
What exactly is the treatment here going to be, then?
Oh, it's quite simple, really. We're just going to show you some films.
You mean like going to the pictures?
Something like that.
Well, that's good. I like to biddy the old films now and again.
School is an 18-year forced government training program that sterilizes the potential for brilliance in children. Those who actually survive schooling and survive conformity and continue on to think for themselves truly are a rare breed. All children start out as curious, highly experimental minds, and then one day they're sent to school. Mandatory schooling has never consisted of anything but the memorization of monotonous dead facts and training children to master repetitious behavior. For the greater part of their day, everything the child says must match the interest of their school teachers. Their behavior must coincide with a set policy and a set regulation. They cannot use the bathrooms without permission. If they wish to speak, they must raise their hands. And after every hour or so, a bell rings and everyone must move to it. It couldn't be any more slave-like. And this type of training becomes a ritual for the child. It becomes the plot background for their television shows and books, or the ideology taught to them by a teacher or a parent. An entire monoculture is being developed here, stripping children of their power to cause trouble for the state at an early age, training them to be good servants of the politically correct. Their environment is much like a prison, by the population lacking any ability to check the authority of the warden. The process becomes a matter of rubber stamping. They have no control over their entire lives, which is directly related to youth violence, because the only control they have is between each other. Mandatory schooling produces children who are either terrified of the tyranny of others or have been raised to perpetually exploit the conditions of others. It's just like the prison system, forced cohabitation. The child's presence in certain buildings and their engagement in state-regulated behavior is under penalty of imprisonment. An entire army of truancy officers have been hired to make sure that no child is on the other side of the bars. At the end of 18 years of coercive state authority, the child is released into the world. It's like the end of an 18-year prison sentence. Now that you're trained to do as you're told, now you can be free. And the produce of these schools, or this state-controlled manufacturing operation, is a society willing to submit, to obey, and to listen. Forced behavior, which technically amounts to a type of slavery, will only inculcate a mindset of fear and terror. You need to be somewhere at a set time, either at the orders of an authority or a bell. Everyone in one mass shifts to another position or another place to engage in a new activity.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gives out a warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, 'cause I'm safe out the bell. If the teacher pops a test, I know I'm in a mess, and my dog ate all my homework last night. Riding low in my chair, she won't know that I'm there. If I can hand it in tomorrow, it'll be alright. It's alright, 'cause I'm safe out the bell.
They're trained to not only follow instruction, but they're also trained to follow a certain behavior. Rules, regulations, and laws are set for the children. They say you cannot do this to others, you can do this to others, this is acceptable, this is not acceptable. Standards of culture, morality, and behavior are imprinted into these new young minds that are in the blossoming stages of development. Their minds are being intercepted by the state and molded to conform to state standards. The first lesson they teach you is the orders of authority. The second lesson is to work with each other to achieve the desired ends of those in control. If a group of children are taught to engage in the same behavior regardless of what they want to do, then they will never fight back as adults. And this is your group of tenants who will live in roaches and never call the health inspector. This is your group of citizens who is easily terrified by police officers into voluntarily giving up their rights. This is your group of workers who surrender their lives to the corporation who tells them how to dress, how to speak, what time to wake up, which means they essentially tell you what time to go to sleep if they tell you what time to wake up. This is nothing new. These are the fruits of mandatory schooling. If we look into the roots of 19th century industrialism, the Civil War demonstrated to industrialists and financiers how a standardized population trained to follow orders without significant thought could be made to function as a money tree. It's no surprise that global power and corporate wealth is based on a third-rate educational system that works against developing individuals of true character and true intellect.
Get me up. I want to be sick. Get something for me to be sick in.
Very soon now, the drug will cause the subject to experience a death-like paralysis, together with deep feelings of terror and helplessness. One of our early test subjects described it as being like death, a sense of stifling or drowning. And it is during this period we have found that the subject will make his most rewarding associations between his catastrophic experience of environment and the violence he sees.
Because the mindless bureaucrat or the thoughtless worker who will follow a system without question is the pattern that our system depends on. And this is what school produces. The system is not designed to educate the public, which is why federal and state bureaucracies call the shots, not the parents, not the local school boards. Every law is harshly enforced with maximum punishments. The tone of a principal is much like the tone of a warden, with no check on his authority. They will always have a way of using coercive ability to enforce a standard on the population.
We must be like the ox and have no thought except for the party. No love, but for the Angka. People starve, but we must not grow food. We must honor the comrade children whose minds are not corrupted by the past.
Strict punishment awaits any kid who disobeys this ruling force, and there is no doubt that an active student body reflects positively on school administrators. It's like factory floor men. They're fulfilling their quotas to the inspecting superintendent of the local school district. This is the reality of government training. The state doesn't care if children are homeless or on the streets or suffering from malnutrition and hunger, but the second the child fails to appear in school at the scheduled time, like a court date, the police are alerted.
Well, well, well. Hi there.
When this starts, run.
Yes, you run, dear. And then I will find you, and you will scream for years until you die.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Whew, she's nuts.
All scare floors are now active. Assistants, please report to your station.
Okay, people, Eastern Seaboard coming online. We got scarers coming out.
Ooh, they're so awesome.
Hey, may the best monster win.
I plan to.
We are on in 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
You're the boss, you're the boss, you're the big hairy boss.
door coming right up.
You're still behind, Randall. You know, maybe I should realign the screen intake
Just
valve.
get me another door!
Ah, the door, yes, door!
Wendy, I'm home. Come out, wherever you are.
I can't get out! Run! Run and hide!
Well, Jerry, what's the damage so far?
We may actually make our quota today, sir.
First time in a month.
Here's Johnny.
Just listen to the music and let your mind go.
Hey, whoa, back off!
Subject her to catchy pop music. That will change her tune.
I'll start with one that's sure to get stuck in her head.
This song's gonna get stuck inside your. This song's gonna get stuck inside your. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. This song's gonna get stuck inside your. This song's gonna get stuck inside your. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head. It's so catchy, catchy, such a catchy song, it'll make you happy, happy. Don't try to find it, sing along.
You're the kid.
Stuck inside your. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head.
Inside you, well, but you can't hide, I'll find you.
Unikitty, let's get out of here.
Style is fun! Sing along!
Glitter is like stars on your body.
My leg is a piano.
This song is stuck in my head, and my head loves it.
Join the party! What's wrong with you? You're not acting like yourself.
This is the most disturbing thing I've ever seen. Run! Don't listen to the music, Emmett, if you want your noodle to stay al dente.
How would you describe what the circle is to, say, your grandmother?
It's the chaos of the web made elegant.
Speed round, Paul or John?
Early Paul, late John.
Mario or Sonic?
Early Sonic, late Mario.
Needs of the society or needs of the individual?
Should be the same.
You're most scared of?
Unfulfilled potential.
I am a believer in the perfectibility of human beings. When we are our best selves, the possibilities are endless. At the circle, there isn't a problem that we cannot solve. We can cure any disease, and we can end hunger without secrets, without the hoarding of knowledge and information. We can finally realize our potential. Circlers, do you like to share?
Until we abolish mandatory schooling, your child will be brought up as a slave so that he can accept becoming a slave later in life in adulthood.
If it happens, we'll know. Imagine the human rights implications. There needs to be accountability.
What is this?
The circle has the power to change everything. It's only our lies that get us in trouble. Things we hide. We care about everybody you care about. Because knowing is good, but knowing everything is better.
Wake up! Wake you up! Get dressed! Carol!
759 Sector C.
Carol! We gotta go! We gotta get out of here! We gotta go right now!
Listen to me, Steve.
No, you don't understand! We've gotta go!
Go where?
No, we gotta go! What the hell are you talking about?
Steve, this is important. Go where? That's right. Go where? What happened in your room? Are you listening? What happened in your room is not an isolated incident. It is something that is happening everywhere to everyone. So, where are you gonna go? Where are you gonna run? Where are you gonna hide? Nowhere. Because there's no one like you left.
红色是表示你的专注力显示得很高。
Teachers at this primary school in China
蓝色是走神了。
know exactly when someone isn't paying attention.
白色就是你可能跟网络还没有连接好。
These headbands measure each student's level of concentration. The information is then directly sent to the teacher's computer and to parents. China has big plans to become a global leader in artificial intelligence. It has enabled a cashless economy where people make purchases with their faces. A giant network of surveillance cameras with facial recognition helps police monitor citizens. Meanwhile, some schools offer glimpses of what the future of high-tech education in the country might look like.
做出选择吧 Good job!
Classrooms have robots that analyze students' health and engagement levels. Students wear uniforms with chips that track their locations. There are even surveillance cameras that monitor how often students check their phones or yawn during classes. These gadgets have alarmed Chinese netizens. But schools say it wasn't hard for them getting parental consent to enroll kids into what is one of the world's largest experiments in AI education. A program that's supposed to boost students' grades while also feeding powerful algorithms.
为了就是国家的这个研究呀、发展呀，我觉得是没有问题的。
The government has poured billions of dollars into the project, bringing together tech giants, startups, and schools. We got exclusive access to a primary school a few hours outside of Shanghai.
同学们早上好
To see firsthand how AI tech is being used in the classroom. For this 5th grade class, the day begins with putting on a brain wave sensing gadget. Students then practice meditating.
现在想象我们眉心有一点柔和的光芒绽放。
And this might lead to stereotypic behavior, with the repeated circling due to frustration about being in the pen and limited, said Matt Bell, a professor at the Department of Agriculture at Harper University in Gloucester, England, to Newsweek. Then the other sheep join, as they are flock animals, and bond or join their friends. The social behavior of sheep is dominated by flock mentality, which controls the animal's movements and protects individuals from predators by prompting them to flee from danger as a group. According to the Merck Veterinary Manual, the sheep had been moving in a nearly perfect circle since no. Although there are 34 sheep pens at the farm, only the sheep in one of the pens know. 13 had been acting this way. Some have speculated that the sheep's behavior could also be caused by a bacterial disease called listeriosis, also known as circling disease.
We're not 100% certain about what we're dealing with here.
What are you gonna tell me?
I need to protect myself.
From what?
So I want you to look. Look as closely as possible. Because the tricks you are about to see may not seem connected, but we assure you they are. Is what follows 100 different tricks? Or is it one giant illusion?
The device is made in China and has 3 electrodes, 2 behind the ears and 1 on the forehead. These sensors pick up electrical signals sent by neurons in the brain. The neural data is then sent in real time to the teacher's computer. So while students are solving math problems, a teacher can quickly find out who's paying attention and who's not. A report is then generated that shows how well the class was paying attention. It even details each student's concentration level at 10-minute intervals. It's then sent to a chat group for parents. The reports are detailed, but whether these devices really work and what they exactly measure isn't as clear. We were curious if the headbands could actually measure concentration, so one of our reporters tried on the device.
This is a new technology with still fairly little research behind it.
Theodore Zanto is a neuroscientist at the University of California, San Francisco. He was surprised to learn that this tech, called electroencephalography, also known as EEG, is being used in the classroom on children. It's usually used by doctors in hospitals and labs.
EEG is very susceptible to artifacts, and so if you are itchy or just a little fidgety, or the EEG wasn't set up properly so that the electrodes didn't have a good contact, affects the signal.
Despite the chances for false readings, teachers told us the headbands have forced students to become more disciplined.
上课回答我的问题，就是他们的声音会比平常更响亮。
Teachers say the students now pay better attention during class, and that has made them study harder and achieve higher scores.
上课认真听讲，作业做的基本上是全对的。
But not all students are as enthusiastic. This 5th grader, whom we caught dozing off in class, told us his parents punish him for low attention scores. And that kind of data adds a new kind of pressure for students.
想啊，如果在一次考试全班人都考了95分以上，就你考了一个85，你会不会感觉你有一种落后？
You are here to act as chaperones to the candidates. A group selected for intelligence trials using augmented reality technology.
This is seriously weird, isn't it? I am Ariel.
The candidates, they're children.
The time to save our country's future is now.
I thought that was a really neat trick they played on you.
But as me having younger siblings, we all had to share one computer until we got the iPads.
If we educate the kids and provide them the resources that are necessary, the goal was that they would go home or go into the community and be able to educate others.
Alert me at any time if you feel stressed, anxious, or concerned.
They weren't like this when we arrived.
There's something wrong with them!
The Verizon Innovative Learning helped me with technology because everything changed once we heard we got iPads, we can do our work through there, we can take it anywhere.
If it wasn't for them, we'd probably still be in the same thing, having to share a computer lab.
Hurry! Run!
These are the minds of the future, remember?
They were given an opportunity to become engineers or to become city developers in their own classrooms. So their confidence has gone through the roof.
And it opens up so many other doors that doesn't limit them to a specific career field.
What is magic? Our argument, nothing but targeted deception.
Good afternoon. Jill and I thank you for joining us today. And we have a special guest. You can see to my left here. I'm thankful to our friends, the White House Historical Association and the National Park Service for helping us deliver thousands of commemorative aids to vaccination sites and communities and healthcare centers all across America. Easter is a day of joy when we celebrate resurrection and renewal. But this year, we know many are still going without the familiar comforts of the season. The virus is not gone, and the second year in a row, most will be apart from their families, their friends, and the full congregation that fill us with so much joy. The scripture tells us, joy cometh in the morning. As we celebrate the renewal of this season, we know that long-for dawn is almost here.
Outrage locally and nationally after President Biden issued a proclamation for Transgender Day of Visibility on March 31st. It's an international observance held the same time every year since back in 2009. But this year it happens to fall on Easter, which is sparking backlash to the president's proclamation. News 4 Jax reporter Khalil Maycock joins us now. Khalil, you spoke with different LGBTQ groups about what's happening.
Scott, I did. And the president of PFLAG Jacksonville says this is something that people shouldn't be upset about, especially since this day has been celebrated since March 31st, which she says has been for over a decade. She says more attention should be put on people making sure people in the transgender community are okay. So this is that proclamation some people locally and nationally are upset about that President Joe Biden signed and declares March 31st as Transgender Day of Visibility. It's a day of celebrations and educational events designed to bring attention to the transgender people. The day was created in 2009 and always has been observed on March 31st, including all 4 years of the Trump administration. This year, Easter falls on the same day, which is why some people are upset. The only other time this has happened was in 2013. Easter usually falls between March 22nd and April 25th every year. The holiday is celebrated on the first Sunday after the full moon or following the spring equinox.
That's a lot of people. Don't worry, they don't bite.
Watch out.
Hey.
Hello.
This is Ian. Ian, this is my crew from the LGBTQIA Center.
Hey.
Hey, Ian. Are you gonna introduce yourselves, or do I have to do it for you?
I'm Bethany. I'm a triracial cisgendered growth ag. I identify as pansexual, and my pronoun is she.
Okay. Hi, Emerson. Gender fluid, hetero-romantic, demisexual mutt, and a redhead. My pronoun is Z.
Hey, I'm Rabbit, genderqueer, tax attorney. I identify as Jennifer Aniston. Just kidding. B. Denver.
DX. Chinese Mexican agender intersex AFAB. My pronoun is they.
Okay. All right, is it okay if I ask a few questions? Better than to assume you know the answers. What is Intersex?
When a person is born with what is typically perceived as both male and female sex organs.
AFAB?
Assigned female at birth, when your parents decide your gender without considering how you may identify in the future.
Okay, and what's the whole pronoun thing?
When we talk about DX, we say, ask them if they would like a coffee.
But there's only one of him. Her, them.
I saw that morning, being down here now, as different as it looks, I still have those visuals, those images in my mind, in my head.
We're on, as a nation, vicious now.
The suicide bombers, it happens in Israel on a daily basis. Those are the things we have to be careful of now, we have to watch for now.
Time, effort, money that is being expended by Satan and his minions to implement his agenda.
A future that Ernest Cline, the writer of the book, envisioned. I was very careful with Ernie collaborating with me every step of the way to be able to find the movie narrative inside this dense forest of Ernie's profound imagination.
The Oasis being the ultimate toy box with all the toys in the world, and then playing that with one of the greatest filmmakers of all time. It results in just amazing action and such a fun adventure.
Ernest Cline is such a visionary, and I think has seen the future before any of us possibly could even imagine it.